right, it's the midweek message once again, and so good to be with you. Time flies, but here we are. Now, I want to share something personal with you. Well, most of it's personal that I share anyway, but you might not know this, but there was a stage in my life where I used to stutter badly, seriously badly. Something like this would have taken me about 4.5 days. And it was God's grace and God's mercy that got me to where I am. But I remember in having to overcome my stutter. See, I was in the Air Force for many years, and my boss was relatively happy with me, except the fact that I couldn't communicate. And so he knew I could do the work, and I had insight, but you couldn't ask me anything in a meeting because I and I had this habit. I would actually start going like this, trying to get words out. And it's, if you're a stutterer, you can make jokes about stuttering. I don't recommend this for other people. You'll see I just stuttered. You didn't, people don't realize I do stutter. But anyway, so he got sick of the way I speak and, my lack of being able to speak. So he said he's sending me for a course. Now, I was like, okay, I'll go do this. I've been in speech therapy since grade 1, and that didn't help. And yes, I've been teased all my life because I stutter, and I'm just going to go to another course where I'm going to waste my time, have people laugh. But I wasn't prepared for what this group of people who were offering this course had in store. It was a brand new course that had been brought out from the USA, and took a whole lot of aspects into account, spiritual, psychological, different areas of your life as well as speech. But now you get there on the first day, and I think we were about 8 people. Didn't know there was that many people who stutter in the Defence Force, but there was a whole lot more, I found out later. And so it's run at the old hospital. So we go in there, and now you go in, you fill in forms. You don't have to talk much. They just fill in this form, and so you don't have to react and talk to people, because when you're nervous, you stutter a whole lot more. And so they take us off to this room, and there's a camera set up and against the wall, and there's a lot of chairs. And so you walk in, and you're nervous, man. You don't know what's going to be happening to you. You're there for 3 weeks, and people start coming in, and they sit down, and it's people you don't know, and they ask, aren't there any more? And someone goes out, and they go find more people, and they bring people in. And then they start, and they tell us, all right, they're just launching this new course. Thank everyone for their time. These are the people on the course, and they introduce us by name. And then they say, we're each going to introduce ourselves to everyone, say who we are, where we're from, and why we are there. And they're going to record you as well on a camera. I don't know how to explain that trepidation that takes hold of you. My heart began to pound. I was a big mouth, and I'm a pastor, I can't say this now, but I was a big mouth, and I could speak fluently if I had greased myself a little bit with a couple of beers or Captain Morgan, and that was when I was fluent. And man, he has nothing. I'm looking around thinking, well, can't I run out and go get something? Because how am I going to do this? Sorry. My heart is beating in my chest, and I am so nervous. You actually break out into a sweat. And now your mouth goes dry. Now you can't talk as it is, okay? And now your mouth is bone dry. Your tongue feels like the size of a bus. And now they expect you to talk. Thank goodness I was not first. But man, this guy gets up and he starts. And look, I thought I was the captain of the team. I could stutter better than everyone else. But man, this guy was a professional stutterer. I even wanted to get in and helping him, and I can't talk. And he's like, and I'm like, get it out. And I'm getting anxious because he's taking so much time, and I can see how nervous he is, and all these people just sit there. How they don't laugh, I don't know, because it must have been funny. They just sit there and they're looking like all serious, and this guy's on his nerves, and eventually he finishes, and they send the next person, and they don't do too badly. I would thought, okay, you know what, you okay, you got a stutter, but it's not too bad. And now I'm getting scared because there's only 8 of us, 2 have already gone. When's it my turn? And you know when you start you don't know how to sit, and you're clenching, so you're in spasm, man, and everything is tense, and you're getting like a migraine headache because you're so tense and your tongue is so thick, and they call my name. I don't know what it is to walk like I walk. I don't have a way to describe it. With these stiff little legs, I was so tense I couldn't flex my knees. So now I'm walking there like a little stick man. And they ask you, are you ready? And like, who asks a stupid question to a stutterer in front of a bunch of people you don't know, and you're being recorded? Are you ready? No, I'm not. I'm never going to be, because you know what this feels like. I can't say these things. I can't get out the words. And are you ready? Man, in that moment you want to slap those people so that they missed about 4 days of their week. But you got to do it. You learn when you're in the military to naturally obey authority. Well, mostly. We did Jippo, but when you got a major saying to you, are you ready? You're like, I'm ready, even if you're not. And so now first got to introduce myself. And you won't believe how difficult it was to say my own surname. The Paul came out fine, because that's just Paul. That's like a syllable. That was easy. And then I must go, and I eventually get it out. And now I must give my wife's name. Now, as you can hear, I can't pronounce an R very well, but I've got to say Veronica. You hear how that came out? Now imagine if you stutter and you can't pronounce an R, and you must get this out. I'm married to To this day I call her V. Now you know why I call her V, because I battle with her name. Love her to bits, but man, couldn't her mom be kind to me and give her a nice name like Eve or something easy like that? Veronica. But anyway, I got this done. And afterwards they explained to us why. And part of their philosophy is you have to face your fear. You can't conquer anything that you haven't faced. And so they sent us out into the streets with interview forms after that to go interview people, introduce yourself, say you stutter, and you got a few questions for them. Man, that was tough. But the philosophy was you can't conquer what you haven't faced. And I think in life we face things and we feel we can't conquer them. And I've often been in that position again since then, where I felt I can't conquer what is in front of me now. I can't conquer what has come against me now. And I want to tell you today, you don't need to conquer anything. You just need to kick your fear out of the door and put your faith in its place. Because faith overcomes fear. Faith brings breakthrough. I had to have faith in my ability to speak in that moment. I had to have faith that I could overcome my stutter. And with God's help, I largely have. But often when I'm fearful, I think, Where's my faith? What has happened to that? And faith is nothing more than believing God will get you through this. If He's brought you to it, He'll get you through it. And I want to encourage you with that. Whatever you face in life, you're always going to have a choice, fear or faith. I want to encourage you, choose faith. Bring Jesus into that situation, and it will go well with you. Thanks for listening as usual. Please share. Been good to share this with you. It always is. Now share it with others. Have yourself an absolutely brilliant day.